invite you to this live feed where we will be reading the word of Yahweh from cover to cover. This means that we'll be reading from the book of Genesis, which is Bereshit in Hebrew, to the book of Revelation, which is Hazon in Hebrew. And I am Brother Victor Kiru, live from Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters from the whole world. We take this opportunity once again to welcome you to this live feed for whenever we are going the journey through the scriptures of Yahweh and to read and to know more better. So you very much welcome and be blessed by Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
So we will take this opportunity. So as we are going to start, before I forget, my name is Hezron Evans, and maybe my brother here, I have not said his name, but it's good to maybe I have not had it. Then before we begin, so it's good to know the name of the servant of Yahweh. So, Brother Victor, welcome.
My name is Brother Victor Kiru from Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa, and Europe.
Thank you very much. Okay, for me, I will go through the version of HalleluYah Scriptures, and my brother Victor, when he comes back, he will tell us the version he will use. Now, as we begin, the sheet of Genesis, chapter 1, verse number 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the Shamayim and the earth came to be formless and empty. Darkness was over the face of the deep, and the ruach of Elohim was moving over the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let there be come to be." Light came to be. And Elohim saw that the light, that it was good. Elohim separated the light from the darkness, and Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, day one. Elohim said, "Let an expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." Elohim made the expanse, separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse, and it came to be so. And Elohim called the expanse Shamayim. There came to be evening, there came to be morning, the second day. Elohim said, "Let the waters under the Shamayim gather together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it came to be so. Elohim called the dry land earth. The correction of the waters he called the seas, and Elohim saw that it was good. Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, and the plant that yields seed, and the fruit, the tree that yields the fruit according to its kinds, whose seed in itself on earth." It came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seed according to its kinds, the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning that day. Elohim said, "Let the lights come to be in the expanse of the Shamayim to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and appointed times, for days and years. Let them be for lights, the expanse of the Shamayim, to give light on earth." And it came to be so. Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And Elohim placed them in the expanse of the Shamayim to give the light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. Elohim saw that it was good. There came to be evening, and there came to be morning all the day. Elohim said, "Let the waters teem with shoals of living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth, of the face of the earth." Expanse of the Shamayim. Elohim created great sea creatures, every living creature that moves, with which the waters steamed according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim baraked them, saying, bear fruit and increase, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase of the earth. There came to be evening, there came to be morning, the fifth day. Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kinds, livestock, and creeping creatures, and beasts of the earth according to its kind, and it came to be so. Elohim made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creep on earth according to its kind. Elohim saw that it was good. Elohim said, let us make a man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the Shamaim, over the livestock, and over all the other, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on earth. Elohim created the man in his image. The image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. Elohim baraked them, and Elohim said to them, bear fruit and increase, and fill the earth and subdue it, to rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the Shamaim, over all the creatures moving on the earth. Elohim said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you is for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the Shamaim, and to every creeping creature, the earth, in which there is bread of life, every green plant is for food. It came to be so. Elohim saw that all that he had made, and see, it was very good. There came to be evening, there came to be morning, the sixth day. Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the Shamaim and the earth were completed, all they agreed. On the seventh day, Elohim completed his work which he had done. He rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Elohim baraked the seventh day and made it Kodesh, because on it he rested from all his work which Elohim in creating had made. These are the birds of the Shamaim and the earth when they were created, in the day that Yahweh Elohim made earth and Shamaim. Now, no shrub of the field was yet on the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprung up. For Yahweh Elohim had not sent rain on the earth. There was no man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the entire surface of the ground. And Yahweh Elohim formed the man out of the dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. The man became a living thing. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden in Eden to the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Out of the ground, Yahweh Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became four riverheads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. Derium is there, and the Shoham are stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes toward the east of the Ashur. And the fourth river is Perak. And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, eat of every tree of garden, but do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for in the day that you eat, for it you shall certainly die. And Yahweh Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as his counterpart. And from the ground, Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field, every bird of the Shamayim, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave the names to all livestock and to the birds of the Shamayim and to every beast of the field. But for the man, there was not found a help for him as his counterpart. So Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. And the rib which Yahweh Elohim had taken from the man, he had made into a woman and brought her to the man. And the man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and join unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed." Genesis chapter 3, verse number 1. And the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field which Yahweh Elohim did. And he said to the woman, "It is true that Elohim has said, not eat every tree of the garden." And the woman said to the serpent, "We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim said, do not eat of it or touch it, lest you die." And the serpent said to the woman, "You shall certainly not die. For Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil." And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, it was pleasant for the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig ribs together and made loin coverings for themselves. And they heard the sounds of Yahweh walking in the garden all of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Yahweh Elohim called unto Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself." And he said, "Who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat?" And the man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with, she gave me of the tree, and I ate." And Yahweh Elohim said to the woman, "What is that you have done?" And the woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." And Yahweh Elohim said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all the livestock, and more than every beast of the field. On your abdomen you are to go and eat dust all the days of your life. And I put an enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, you shall crush his heel." The woman, he said, "I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception, bringing forth children in pain, and your desire is for your husband, he rules over you." And to the man he said, "Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, do not eat of it. Cursed be the ground because of you. In toil you are to eat all the days of your life. It shall bring forth thorns and thistles for you. You shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you are to eat the bread until you touch the ground, for out of it you are taken. For dust you are, and unto dust you shall return." The man called his wife name Hawa, because she became the mother of all living. And Yahweh Elohim made coats of skin for the man and his wife, and blessed. Yahweh Elohim, "See, a man has become like one of us, to know good and evil." And now lest he put out his hand and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. So Yahweh Elohim sent out of the garden, sent them out of the garden to till the ground of which he was taken. He drove the man out, and he placed the cherubim at the east of the garden of Eden, and a flaming sword, which turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life.
Shalom, shalom. Genesis chapter 4. And Adam knew Eve, his wife. I'm reading from the Restoration Study Scriptures from Yahweh Restoration Ministries. Genesis chapter 4. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she convinced and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahweh. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tickler of the flock. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought off the fruit of the ground and offering unto Yahweh. And Abel he also brought off the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And Yahweh had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very bold, and his countenance fell. And Yahweh said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is your countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall you not be accepted? You do not well. Sin lieth at the door, and unto you shall be his desire, and you shall rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And Yahweh said unto Cain, Where is Abel? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast you done? The voice of your brother blood cried unto me from the ground. And now art thou cast from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth give unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall you born in the earth. And Cain said unto Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from your face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. It shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay him. And Yahweh said unto him, Therefore, whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, is any finding him. And Cain went out from the presence of Yahweh and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son. And unto Enoch was born Arad, and Arad begat Uzziah, and Uzziah begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech. And Lamech took unto him wives. The name of the one was Ada, the name of the other was Zillah. And Ada bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tent, and of such as have wives. And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as handle the harp organ. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificial in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Nama. And Lamech said unto his wife, Ada Zillah, hear the voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For Elohim said, she has appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. And to save to him also there was born a son, and he called him Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of Genesis chapter 5. This is the book of the generation of Adam. In the day that Elohim created man in the likeness of Elohim, made him, male and female, created he them and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and begat a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he had begot Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years, and begat Enos. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 877 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. And Enos lived after he begat Canaan 815 years, and he begat son and daughter. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years and begat Mahalalel. And Canaan lived after he begat Mahalalel 840 years, and begat son and daughters. All the days of Canaan were 908 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and begat Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begat Jared 830 years, and he begat son and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begat Enos. And Jared lived after they begat Enoch 800 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and Enoch lived 65 years, and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Elohim after he begat Methuselah 300 years, and begat sons. And all the days of Enoch were 305 years, and Enoch walked with Elohim small, for Elohim took it, for Elohim took him. And Methuselah lived 180 and 7 years, and begat Lamech. Methuselah lived after he had begat Lamech 782 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 180, and Lamech lived 182 years, and begat a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which Yahweh hath. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years, and he begat sons. And all the days of Lamech was 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, Genesis chapter 6. It passed when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born from, and the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men that were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not always be with a man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 100 years. They were giants in the earth in those days, and also after when the son of Elohim came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. The same became mighty men, which were old men of renown. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continued. And it repented Yahweh that he made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Yahweh said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and the creeping me, and the force of the air, for it repents me that they have made. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh. They are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his vision, and Noah walked with Elohim. And Noah begat three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. And Elohim looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. All flesh had corrupted his ways upon the earth. And Elohim said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gosper wood, whom shall you make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which you shall make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. And a window shall you make to the ark, and in cubits shall you finish it above, and the door of the ark shall you set in the side there. In the lower, second, and third story shall you make it. And beyond I, even I, do bring a flood of water upon the earth, destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven. Everything that is in the earth shall. But with thee I will establish my covenant, and you shall come into the earth, you and your son and your wife and your son's wife, and every living things of the flesh, two of every sort shall you bring into the earth, to keep them alive with you shall be male and female, or false after their kinds, and cattle after their kinds, of every creeping beast of the earth after its kind, two of every sort shall come unto thee, keep them alive. And take you unto thee all of food that is eaten, and you shall gather it to thee, and it shall be food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that Elohim had commanded him. So he did.
Genesis chapter 7, verse number 1. And Yahweh said to Noah, come into the ark, you and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. Of all the clean beasts, take with you 7 pairs, a male and his female, and of the beasts that are unclean, 2, a male and his female, and of the birds, the Shamaim, 7 pairs, male and female, to keep offspring alive on the face of all the earth. For after 7 more days, I am sending rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and they shall wipe from the face of the earth all that sand that I created. And Noah did according to all that Yahweh commanded him. Now Noah was 600 years old, and the flood's waters were on the earth. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives went into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of the clean beasts and of the beasts that are unclean, and of the birds and all of that creep on the earth, 2 by 2, went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as Elohim had commanded Noah. And it came to be after 7 days that the waters of the flood were on the earth, the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 70th day of the month. On that day, all the fountains of the great of the deep were broken up, and the windows of the Shamaim were open. The rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and on that same day, Noah, Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them went into the ark. They and every living creature after its kind, and every beast after its kind, and every creeping creature that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, every bird of every sort. And they went into the ark to Noah 2 by 2, of all the flesh in which is the breath of life. And those going in, male and female of all flesh, went in as Elohim had commanded him, and Yahweh shut him in. And the flood was on the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. The waters were mighty and greatly increased on the earth. And the ark moved about over the face of the waters. And the waters became mighty, 15 armor upward, and the mountains were covered. All the fresh died that moved over the earth, birds and cattle and beasts of every creature that creeps on the earth, and all mankind. And all in whose nostrils was the breath of the spirit of life, all that was on the dry land died. So he wiped off all that stand, which were on the face of the ground, both man and beast, creeping creature, bird of the Shamayim, they were wiped off from the earth, and only Noah was left and those with him in the ark, and the waters were mighty of the earth 150 days. Genesis chapter 8, verse 1. And Elohim remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the cattle that were with him in the ark. And Elohim made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. And the fountains of the deep and the windows of the Shamayim were stopped, and the rain from the Shamayim was withheld. And the waters receded steadily from the earth, and at the end of the 150 days of the waters diminished. And in the 17th month, the 17th day of the month, the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased steadily until the 10th month. In the 10th month of the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains became visible. It came to be at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. And he sent out a raven which kept going out and turning back until the waters had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove from him to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for its feet and returned into the ark to him, for the waters were on the face of all the earth. So he put out his hand and took it and pulled it into the ark to himself. And he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. And the dove came to him evening, and see, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in its mouth, and Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. And he waited yet another 7 days and sent out the dove, which did not return to him again. It came to be in the 601st year of the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. And in the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dry. And Elohim spoke to Noah, saying, Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living creature, all flesh, that is with you, of birds, of cattle, and all creeping creatures that creep on the earth, and let them teem on the earth, and bear and increase on the earth. So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping creature, that every bird, whatever creeps on the earth, according to their kinds, went out of the ark. And Noah built an altar to Yahweh, took of every clean beast and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And Yahweh smelled a soothing fragrance, and Yahweh said in his heart, Never again shall I curse the ground because of man, although the inclination of man's heart is evil from his youth, and never again smite all life as I have done. As long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and winter and summer, a day and night shall not cease. Genesis chapter 9, verse 1. Elohim barak Noah and his sons and said to them, Bear fruit and increase all and fill the earth. And the fear of you And the dread of you is on every beast of the earth, and every bird of the Shamaim, all and on all that creeps on the ground, and on all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they have been given. Every moving creature that brings food is food for you. I have given you all as the green plant. But do not eat flesh with its life, its blood. But only your blood for your rights I require. From the hand of every beast I require it, and from the hand of man, from the hand of every man's brother, I require the life of man. Whoever sheds man's blood, by his blood is shed. For in the image of Elohim has he made man. As for you, bear fruit and increase, bring forth seemingly in the earth and increase in it. And Elohim spoke to Noah and his sons with him, saying, and I say, I establish my covenant with the seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the birds, of the cattle, of every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the earth, every beast of the earth, I shall establish my covenant with you, and never again is all flesh cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again is there a flood to destroy the earth. Elohim said, this is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for all generations to come. I shall put my rainbow in the crowd, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the crowd. I shall remember my covenant living creature of all the fish, and never again let the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the rainbow shall be in the crowd, and I shall see it. Remember the everlasting covenant between Elohim and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. Elohim said to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all the flesh that is on the earth. The sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth, and Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and all the earth was overspread from men. And Noah, a man of the soil, began and planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw that the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. So Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father, but their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's naked. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done to him. And he said, cast is Canaan, let him become a servant of the servants to his brother. And he said, Baruch be Yahweh the Elohim of Shem, and let Canaan become his servant. Let Elohim enlarge Japheth, let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan become his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And so all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died.
Genesis chapter 10. I'm reading from Restoration Study Scriptures. Now, this is the generation of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And out of them were sons born after the flood. The son of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras, son of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarma, and the son of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Tim, and Dodanim. And they were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, everyone by his town, after their families in them. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the son of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabta, and Ramah, and Shaketah. And the son of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one. He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh. Wherefore, it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Achad, and Calais in the land of Shinar. And out of our land went forth Ashur, and builded Nineveh, the city of Rehoboth and Calah. And the reason between Nineveh and Calah was the same in great city. And Mizraim begat him, and Anamim, and Lehabim, and Naphtuhim, and Pathruizim, and Cashluizim, out of whom came Philistine and Captorim. And Canaan begat Sidon, the firstborn of Anheb, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Hirsite, and the Havite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Simarite, and the Hamathite. And afterwards were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanite was from Sidon, whose son comes to Gemar unto Gaza, and as thou goes out to Sodom and Gomorrah, and Adam, and Zoibim, even unto Russia. These are the sons of Ham, after their families and after their tongues in their countries and in their nation. Unto Shem also the father of all the children of the son of Japheth, even to him were children born. Of Shem, Elam, and Ushur, Aphasad, and Luid, and Aram. The children of Aram, Uz, and Dul, and Gether, and Mash. And Aphasad begat Sal, Salah begat Ephah, and unto Eber was born two sons. The name of one was Peleg. In the days of the earth divided, his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Zelaph, and Hazomaphad, and Jerah, and Hadoram, Havilah, and Jobab. And these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goes out to Sephar Mount. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues in the land, after their nation. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generation in the nation. By these were the nation divided the earth after the flood. Genesis chapter 11. And the whole earth was one language and of one speech, and it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar. They dwelt there. They said to one another, go to, let us make a brick and burn them thoroughly. They had brick for stone, and flame had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad from its lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And Yahweh came down to see the city of the tower with the shield of. And Yahweh said, all the people is one, and we have one language, and that this begin to do, for now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined. Go to, let us go down, and therefore the land, that they may not understand one another's speech. So Yahweh scattered them abroad from hence upon the face of the earth, that they dwelt off to build the city. Therefore, the name of the city is called Babel, because Yahweh did therefore call the language of the earth, and from hence did Yahweh scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. These are the generation of Shem. Shem was 100 years and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begat Salah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Salah 430 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber. And Eber lived after he begat Eber 403 years, he begat sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after them. He begat Reu 209 years and begat sons. And Reu lived 230 years and begat Serug. And lived after the begat Segub 207 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And the Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. And the Serug lived, and after he begat Nahor, and 200 years, who begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 920 years and begat Terah. And now Nahor lived after he begat the Terah 190 years and begat sons. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generation of Terah. Terah begat Haran, and Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of nativity in the Ur of the Chaldees. And Abraham and Nahor took them wives with the name of Abraham's wife of Sarai, and the name of Nahor wives was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, the father of. But Sarai was barren and she had no child. And Terah took Abraham his son and Lot his son of Haran, and his son's sons, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, and his brother Abraham wife, and they went forth with them from Ur to Canaan to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 250 years, and Terah died in Haran. Chapter 12. Now Yahweh had said unto Abraham, get thee out of the country, and from thy kindred, and from your father's house, unto a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation, and will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless you, and curse them that curse you, and you shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abraham departed as Yahweh has spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was years old when he departed out of Haran. Abraham took Sarai his wife and Lot his brother's son, all the substance, and they had gathered the soul that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. Into the land of Canaan they came. And Abraham passed through the land unto the place of Shechem and the plain of Moreh. And the Canaanite was then in the land. Yahweh appeared unto him and said, unto your seed I will give this land. And he builded an altar unto Yahweh who appeared out. And he removed from thence unto a mountain of Bethel, and pitched a tent having Bethel on the west and high on the east. And there he built an altar unto Yahweh, and called upon the name. And Yahweh journeyed going on still towards the south, and there was a famine in the land of Egypt. Sojourner there, for the famine was 3 years in the land. And it came to pass when he was come near to the time of Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman. Therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see you, that they shall say, this is his wife. They shall kill me, but they shall save thee alive. Say, I pray you, go at my sister, that it may be well with me for her sake, and for my soul shall live because of thee. It shall come to pass that when Abraham was come into Egypt, the Egyptian beheld a woman that she was very fair. The prince also of Pharaoh saw her and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abraham well for her sake. And he had sheep and oxen and donkey, and men servant, maid servant, and sheep, donkeys and camels. And Yahweh plagued Pharaoh and his house with good plagues because of Sarai, Abraham's wife. And Pharaoh called Abraham and said, what is this that you have done unto me? Why didn't you tell me that she was your wife? Why said you, go, she is my sister, so that I may take her me to wife? Now therefore, behold, thy wife, take her and go thy way. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they went him away, and his wife, and all that he had.
Genesis chapter 13, verse number 1. And Abraham went up from Israel into Negev, he and his wife, all that he had, and Lot with him. And Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journey from Negev as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and El and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there at first, and there Abraham called on the name of Yahweh. Now Lot, who went with Abraham, also had flocks and herds and tents, and the land was not able to bear them, that they might be dwell together, for their possessions were great, so that they could not dwell together. There was strife between the herdsmen of Abraham's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. And at the time of Canaanites and the Perizzites dwelt in the land, then Abraham said to Lot, please, let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brothers. Is not all the land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I go to the right, or if you go to the right, then I go to the left. And Lot lifted his eyes and saw all the plain of the Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere. Before Yahweh destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of Yahweh, like the land of Israel, as you go towards Sodom. So Lot chose for himself all the plain of the Jordan. God moved east, thus they separated from each other. Abraham dwelling in the land of Canaan, God dwelling in the cities of Canaan, pitched his tent as far as Sodom. But the man of Sodom were evil and sinned before Yahweh exceedingly so. And after Lot had separated from him, Yahweh said to Abraham, now lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land which you see, I shall give to you and all your seed forever. I shall make you your seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could count the dust of the earth, then your seed also will be counted. Arise, walk in the land through its rain, its width, for I give it to you. So Abraham moved his tent and went into a dwelling by the terebinth trees of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to Yahweh. Genesis chapter 14, verse number 1. And it came to be in the days of Amraphel, sovereign of Yishmael, Reuel, sovereign of Rasa, Kedorlaomer, sovereign of Miriam, and Tidal, sovereign of Goim, that they fought against Bera, sovereign of Sedom, Beshach, sovereign of Amorah, Shinab, sovereign of Admah, Shemeba, sovereign of Seboim, and the sovereign of Bera, and of Soar. All these joined together in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. 12 years they served Kedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Kedorlaomer and the sovereigns that were with him came and smote the Rephaim in Asteroth, Naim, and the Zuzim in Ham, and the Amites, and Shaweh, Kiriathaim, and the Horites in the mountain Seir as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. And they turned back and came into Ein Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and smote all the country of Amalekites, and also the Amorites who dwelt in Hatzesoth Tamar, and the sovereign of Sedom, and the sovereign of Amorah, the sovereign of Admah, and the sovereign of Seboim, and the sovereign of Bera, that is Soar, went out and joined together in battle in the valley of Siddim, against Kedorlaomer, sovereign of Elam, and Tidal, sovereign of Goim, and Alphel, sovereign of Shinar, and Arioch, sovereign of Gerasa, 4 sovereigns against 5. And the valley of Siddim had many tar pits, and the sovereigns of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and the remainder fled and Amorah, and all the Yahud went away. And they took Lot's Abraham's brother's sons, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods left. And one who had escaped came and informed Abraham the Ivri, for he dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, of the Amorites, brother Eshcol, brother of Aner, and they had a covenant with Abraham. And when Abraham heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants who were born in his own house, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. And he and his servants invaded against them by night and smote them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is on the left of Damascus. So he brought back all the goods and also brought back his brother's lot and his goods as far well as the women and the people. And after his return from the defeat of Kedorama and the sovereigns who were with him, sovereigns of Sodom came out to meet him at the valley of the Shaweh, that is the sovereign's valley. And Melchizedek, sovereign of Shalem, brought out bread and wine. Now he was the Kohen of the Most High El. Barak him and said, Baruch be Abraham, the Most High El, possessor of the Shamaim and the earth. And Baruch be the Most High El, who has delivered your enemies into your hand and gave him a tenth of all. And the sovereign of Sodom said to Abraham, give me the people and take the goods for yourself. But Abraham said to the sovereign of Sodom, I have lifted my hand to Yahweh, the Most High El, the possessor of the Shamaim and the earth, not to take bread or a sandal strap or whatever is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abraham rich, except only what the young man have eaten, the portion of the men who went with me, Anna, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion. Genesis chapter 15 and verse number 1. After these events, the word of Yahweh came to Abraham in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, Abraham. I am your shield. Your reward is great, exceedingly great. And Abraham said, Master Yahweh, what will you give me, seeing I go childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus? And Abraham said, see, you have given me no seed. See, one born in my house is my heir. And see, the word of Yahweh came to him, saying, this one is not your heir, but he who comes from your own body is your heir. And he brought him outside and said, look now toward the Shamaim and count the stars, and if you are able to count them. And he said to them, so are your seed. And he believed in Yahweh, and he reckoned it to him for righteousness. And he said to him, I am Yahweh, who brought you out of the land of Ul Kadeshim to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Master Yahweh, whereby do I know that I possess it? And he said to him, bring me 3-year-old heifer, and 3-year-old female goat, and a 3-year-old ram, and a turtle dove, and young pigeon. And he took all these to him and cut them in the middle, and placed each half opposite of each other, but he did not cut the butts. And the butts of the prey came down on the carcasses, and Abraham drove them away. It came to be when the sun was going down, and a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, that see, a threatening great darkness fell upon him. And he said to Abraham, know for certain that your seed are to be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them. They shall afflict them 400 years. But the nation whom they serve, I am going to judge, and afterward let them come out of the great with great possession. Now, as for you, you are to go to your fathers in peace. You are to be buried at a good old age. Then, in the 4th generation, they shall return here, for the wickedness of the Amorite is not yet complete. And it came to be, when the sun went down and it was dark, that see a smoking oven and a burning torch passing between those pieces. On the same day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abraham, saying, I have given you this land to your seed from the river of Mizraim to the great river, the river of Perad, with the Canaanite, the Kenizzite, the Chaldeanites, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, the Ephraim, the Amorites, the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Genesis chapter 16, verse number 1.
Now Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children. She was a handmaid of Egyptian whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abraham, Lord, now Yahweh has restrained me from bearing. I pray thee go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain favor by her. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Sarai. Abraham's wife took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abraham had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, and Abraham the his wife. And he went in to Hagar, and she convinced him, and when he saw that he had convinced her mistress, was displeased in her eyes. Sarai said unto Abraham, My wrongs be upon me. I have given my maid into your bosom. And when she saw that he had convinced, I was displeased in her eyes. Yahweh judge me between me. And Abraham said unto Sarai, Behold, your maid is in your hand. Do to her as it pleases you. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of Yahweh found her by a mountain by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence comes thou, and will you go too? And he said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. The angel of Yahweh said unto her, Return to your mistress and submit yourself under her hands. And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, I will multiply your seed exceedingly, and it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, Behold, you are to your child, and you shall bear a son. You shall call his name Ishmael, because Yahweh hath heard your affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all Israel. She called the name of Yahweh that spoke unto her. Thou else seest me, or he said, Have I also here looked after him and sees me? Therefore, the well was called Ber Alaroi, the old between Kadesh and Beret. And Hagar bare Abraham a son, Abraham his son's name, which Hagar bare. And Abraham was fourscore and 60 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to Abraham. Genesis chapter 17, reading from the Restoration Study Scriptures. And when Abraham was 90 years old, and night Yahweh appeared to Abraham and said unto him, I'm the Almighty El, walk before me, and you be perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you exceedingly. And Abraham fell on the face of Elohim, talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be a father of many nations. Neither shall your name any more be Abraham, but your name shall be for a father of many nations that I have made. And I'll make thee exceeding, and I will make a nation of you, and your king shall come on. I will establish my covenant between you and your seeds, and you in their generation for an everlasting covenant. Be unto Elohim, unto you, and your seed after you. I will give unto you and your seed after you, the land where you are a stranger of all the land of Canaan, of the everlasting position. I will be their Elohim. And Elohim said unto Abraham, You shall keep my covenant therefore. Go and you shall and the seed after you. This is a covenant which shall keep between me and you and your seed after you. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. You shall circumcise the flesh of the foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant between me and you. He that is in this bone shall be circumcised among you. Every man child in your generation, he that is born in the house of or bought with money, or any stranger which is a seed. He that born in your house and that is brought from money must be circumcised. And my covenant shall be flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh of the foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off. Here the broken. The Elohim said unto Abraham and for Sarai the wife, We shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. I will bless her and give thee a son, also of her. Yeah, I will bless her, and he shall be a mother of nations. King of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto me that is 100 years old, and shall Sarah that is 90 years old there? And Abraham said, so that Ishmael might believe before. Elohim said, Sarah, your wife, shall bear a son, and you shall call his name Isaac, and I shall establish a covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you, Lord, I have blessed him and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he begat, and I will make him a nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, and with Sarah shall bear with him at the set time in the next year. And he left off talking with him, and Elohim went up. And Abraham took Ishmael, his son, and all that were born in his house, and were brought with his money, every male and man of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of the self same day, as Elohim had said out of it. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the self same day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son, and all the men of the house born in the house and brought money of the stranger were circumcised. Genesis chapter 18. And Yahweh appeared unto him in the place of Mamre. He said, and he sat into the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted his eyes and looked, lo, the men stood by him. When he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and put himself towards the ground and said, Yahweh, if now I have found favor from your sight, pass not away, I pray you, from your servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet and rest yourself under the tree, and I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort you, your hearts, and that you shall pass on, for therefore are you come to your servant? And they said, so do, as thou hast said. And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead in, and make cake upon the heap. And Abraham ran unto her hut, and fetched her half tender, the good, and gave it to a young man, and hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf, which he had dressed, and set before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him, where is Sarah? They said, behold, is in the child. And he said, I will certainly return unto you according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah your wife shall have a son. And Sarah had it in the tent door which was behind him. And Abraham and Sarah were old and were stricken in age, and he seemed to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I waxed old, shall I have pleasure by disobeying, being old? So Yahweh said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I have surely bear a child which am old? Is anything too hard for me? For Yahweh, at the time I appointed, will return unto you according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid that he said, nay, but God did laugh. And when the men rose from the hands and looked towards Sodom and Abraham with them to bring them up, and Yahweh said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great nation, and all the nation of the earth shall be blessed. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, that they should keep the way of Yahweh to do justice and right, that Yahweh may bring upon Abraham and which he has spoken of. And Yahweh said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very serious, I will go down now and see whether you have done right of it which is come unto me. If not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went to Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before Yahweh. Abraham did and said, will you also destroy the righteous? Pre-adventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Then Peradventure there be precious men within the city, will you destroy and not spare the place for the precious people that are therein? That be far from you, do after the manner you slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous will be as the wicked, and that be far from you shall not the judge of the earth do right. And Yahweh said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for the sick. And Abraham answered and said, Lord, now I have taken upon me to speak unto Yahweh with arm, but dust and ashes. Let us continue. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Will you destroy the city for the lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will destroy it. And he spake unto him, saying yet again. And he said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 46. And he said unto him, oh, let not Yahweh be angry. I will speak. Peradventure there shall that be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find that. And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto my sovereign. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it if 20 say. And he said, oh, let not Yahweh be angry. I will speak yet but this words. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for the 10's sake. And Yahweh went his way as soon as he left communicating with Abraham. Abraham turned out.
Genesis chapter 19, verse number 1. And the two messengers came to Sodom the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And when Lot saw them, he rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, look, please, my masters, please turn into your servant's house and to spend the night, and wash your feet and rise early and go your way. They said, no, but let us spend the night in the open square. But he urged them strongly, and they turned into him and came into his house. And he made them a feast and baked unleavened, and they ate. Before they lay down, the men of the city and the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every part surrounded the house. And they were called to Lot and said to him, where are the men who came into you tonight? Bring them out to us, and let us know them. So Lot went out to them through the doorway, and he shut the door behind him. And he said, please, my brothers, do not do evil. Look, please, I have 2 daughters who have not known a man. Please, let me bring them out to you and do them as a good in your eyes. Only no need to these men, because they have come under the shadow of my roof. But they said, stand back. And they said, this one came into Sidon, should he always judge? Now, we are going to treat you worse than them. So they pressed hard against the man door and came near to break down the door. But the men reached out their hands and pulled Lot into the house with them and shut the door. Then they struck the men who were at the doorway on the house with blindness, both small and great, and they were a son-in-law, your sons, your daughters, whomever you have in the city, bring them out of this place. For we are going to destroy this place because the cry against them has gone great before the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spoke to his son-in-law, who had married his daughters, and said, get out of this place, for Yahweh is going to destroy this city. But to his sons-in-law, he seemed to be as one joking. And when morning dawned, the messenger urged Lot to hurry, saying, get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters, whom are here, lest you are be consumed in the punishment of the city. And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand and of his wife and the hands of his 2 daughters Yahweh having compassion on him, they brought him out and put him outside the city. It came to be when they had brought them outside that he said, escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed. The Lord said to them, Oh, Yahweh, look, praise your servant has found favor in your eyes, and you have increased your favor and kindness which you have shown me by saving my life. But I am unable to escape to the mountains, lest calamity overtake me and I die. Look, freeze. This city is near enough to flee to, and it is small. Please, let me escape there. It is not a small matter. Let my life be saved. And he said to him, Look, I have favored you concerning this matter also, without overthrowing this city for which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there, for I am not able to do any deed until you arrive there. So the name of that city was called Soar. The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Soar, and Yahweh rained sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from Yahweh out of the Shamayim. So he overthrew those cities, all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back from the behind him, and she became a post of salt. And Abraham arose early in the morning to the place where he had stood before Yahweh, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain. And he looked and saw the smoke of the land, which went up like the smoke of furnace. Thus it came to be when Elohim destroyed the cities of the but Elohim remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities which Lot had dwelt. And Lot went out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountains, and his two daughters were with him, for he was afraid to dwell in Zoar. And he and his two daughters dwelt in a cave. And the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is no man on the earth to come into us, as in the way of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine and lie with him, so that we preserve the seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. And it came to be on the next day that when the firstborn said to the younger, See, I lay with my father last night. Let us make him drink wine tonight as well, and you go in and lie with him, so that we keep the seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night as well. The younger arose and lay with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down, when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot became pregnant by their father, and the firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He is father of the Moabites to this day. The younger she also bore a son and called his name Ben Amin. He is the father of the children of Ammon to this day. Genesis chapter 20, verse number 1. And Abraham departed from the land of the Negev and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur and stayed in Gerar. Abraham said concerning Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech, sovereign of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But Elohim came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, See, you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. However, Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Yahweh, will you slay a righteous nation also? Did he not say to me, She is my sister? And she herself, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart, in the innocence of my hands, I have done this. And Elohim said to him in a dream, Though I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart, and so I kept you from sinning against me. For this reason, I did not let you touch her. And now return the man's wife, for he is a Nabi, and let him pray for you, and you live. But if you do not return rosary in the morning, and called all the servants and spoke all these words in their hearing. And the men were greatly frightened. And Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, What have you done to us? In what have I sinned against you, that you have brought on me and on my reign a great sin? You have done matters to me that should not be done. Abimelech said to Abraham, What did you have in view that you have done this matter? And Abraham said, Only because I said, The reverence of Elohim is not in this place, and they shall kill me for the sake of my wife. And yet she is truly my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. She became my wife. And it came to be, when Elohim caused me to wander from my father's house, and I said to her, This is your kindness, that you should do for me every place wherever you go. Say of me, he is my brother. Then Abimelech took sheep and cattle and male and female servants and gave them to Abraham. And he returned Sarah's wife to him. And Abimelech said, See, my land is before you. Dwell wherever it is good in your eyes. And to Sarah he said, See, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. See, it is to you a covering of eyes before all who are with you, before all others, and you are cleared before everyone. And Abraham prayed to Elohim. Elohim healed Abimelech and his wife and his female servants, so they bore children. For Yahweh had closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Genesis chapter 21, verse number 1. And Yahweh visited Sarah, and he had said, and Yahweh did for Sarah as he had spoken. And Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age at the appointed time of which Elohim had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah had brought to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as Elohim had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me laugh, and everyone who hears of it laughs with me. And she said, Who will you have said to Abraham that Sarah will nurse children? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Mizrahite, whom she had borne to Abraham mocking. So she said to Abraham, Drive out this female servant and her son, for the son of this female servant shall not inherit with my son, with Isaac. And the matter was very evil in the eyes of Abraham because of his son. But Elohim said to Abraham, Let it not be evil in your eyes because of the body and because of your female servant. Whatever Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice. For in Isaac your seed is called, and of the son of the female servant I also make a nation, because he is your seed. And Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water, which he gave to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, also the boy, and sent her away. And she left and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water in the skin was used up, and she placed the boy under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat down about a bushel away, for she said, Let me not see the death of the boy. And she sat opposite him, lifted her voice, and wept. And Elohim heard the voice of the boy. And the messenger of Elohim called Hagar from the Shamaim, and said to her, What is the matter with you, Hagar? Do not fear, for Elohim has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Arise, lift up the boy, and hold with him your hand, for I make a great nation of him. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water and gave the boy a drink. Elohim was with the boy, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an Akar. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Israel. And it came to be at the time that Abimelech called the commander of his army spoke to Abraham, saying, Elohim is with you in all that you do, and now swear to me by Elohim not to be untrue to me, to my offspring, or to my descendants. Do to me according to the kindness that I have done to you, and to the land in which you have dwelt. And Abraham said, I swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water which Abimelech's servant had said. And Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this deed, neither did you inform me, nor did I hear until today. So Abraham took sheep and cattle and gave them to Abimelech, and the two of them made a covenant. Abraham put 7 ewe rams of the flock by themselves, and Abimelech asked Abraham, what are these 7 ewe rams which you have put by themselves? And he said, take these 7 ewe rams from my hand to be my witness that I have done this well. So he called that place Beersheba, because the two of them swore an oath there. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Abimelech arose with Pichol, the commander of his army, and they returned to the land of the Perishite, and he planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba. They are called on the name of Yahweh, everlasting El. And Abraham sojourned in the land of Perishite many days.
We are in the book of Genesis, chapter 22. I'm reading from the restoration study. And it came to pass after these things that Elohim kept Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now your son, thy own son Isaac, whom you love, and get you into the land of Moriah and offer him for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up in the morning and saddled him donkey and took 2 of his young men and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which Elohim had told him. Then on the third day Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place afar. And Abraham said unto his young man, abide you here with the donkey, and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again. Look, and Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spoke unto Abraham his father, and said, behold, say, here I am, my son. He said, behold the fire and the wood, but where is the burnt offering? And Abraham said, my son, Elohim will appoint himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. They come to pay, and they came to a place which Elohim had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and in order, and brought Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. So Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him from Shamayim, heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here I am. And he said, lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do anything unto him. For now I know that you fear Yahweh, seeing you have not withheld your son, thy only son from me. And Abraham lifted up his voice and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thicket of the horn. And Abraham went